We read this day from the book of Acts, chapter 16, and I'm going to read verses 16 through 24 in the New Revised Standard. Here we find Paul continuing his ministry after coming to realize that his Jesus is the Jewish Messiah so long hoped for. One day, as we were going to the place of prayer, we met a slave girl who had a spirit of divination and brought her owners a great deal of money by fortune telling. While she followed Paul and us, she would cry out, "These men are slaves of the Most High God, who proclaim to you a way of salvation." She kept doing this for many days, but Paul, very much annoyed, turned and said to the Spirit, "I order you in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her." And it came out that very hour. But when her owners saw that their hope of making money was gone, they seized Paul and Silas and dragged them into the marketplace before authorities. When they had brought them before the magistrates, they said, "These men are disturbing our city. They are Jews and are advocating customs that are not lawful for us as Romans to adopt and observe." The crowd joined in attacking them, and the magistrates had them stripped of their clothing and ordered them to be beaten with rods. After they had given them a severe flogging, they threw them into prison and ordered the jailer to keep them securely. Following these instructions, he put them in the innermost cell and fastened their feet and their arms in stocks. Here ends our reading this day. Thanks be to God. What I am about to say, you are to tell no one.
As you wish.
Our focus this day is on the prisoner Paul. Presently, he is held captive. The emperor would not appreciate me talking about this man. He says he and others have committed crimes against Roman law, advocating customs unlawful, propagating an unapproved religion. Judaism is the official, recognized religion, and this Jesus following, the way, Christianity, is not. You would think he would be more discreet. He seems a bright man. A Roman citizen, you know. Comes from Tarsus, a fine city on the Mediterranean. Well-to-do, I might add. Trained and well-trained, I have heard, as a Pharisee. A learned Jewish man. And I've also heard that his father was before him. That, my friends, is a fine lineage. He studied under respected teachers. And this man is well schooled in classic literature, in music, and in art. a fine Roman Jew, loyal to Rome. He actually persecuted those early Christians, those early Jesus movement people following the way in Jerusalem. What happened? I did wonder. What happened? Such a strong, thinking man. Suddenly, not Saul, leading an army to stand up for the Roman government, which is right and true. But Paul, a follower of Jesus as Lord of Israel's Messiah. What causes a man to change his beliefs, his convictions? What causes a man to change his life? This I wonder. I think I'd like to talk with this man, but Caesar has ordered his own Praetorian Guard to guard against him. His elite guard, the same men who guard and protect him. I heard that this man, Paul, sings. He sings. In prison, in shackles, he sings. Who does this? And I imagine that he has sung for almost 2 years. For that's how long this man has been a house guest in our palace here. He was heard saying, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any setting. Where does this learning come from? I am not content. My husband is less than kind. His ego is huge. I am at his beck and call. I am in my own prison. But I am not this Paul. I cannot do what he does. I hear he tells the guards not to be anxious. His friends say he writes about praying and thanking God for all things in his life. I envy him. I want what he has. Sitting in our prison, he has joy. His heart is full with peace. His faith in God, his Lord, his Messiah is unshakable. He has hope where there should be no hope. And again, my friends, And I do consider you my friends, fellow Romans, for I too am Roman. You see the dilemma. I cannot ignore this man. Yet if I choose to follow his God and his Lord, I give up this. I admit to you, I love my life. Despite my whining and complaining in my prison, it is a delightful one. It is without physical pain, and I am not living a life of physical and spiritual and emotional distraught. I can attempt to be happy. I need simply to assume my place, you see. But there's something deeper. There is something more. And my soul is becoming on fire thinking about this man in our house who is content with nothing, who seemingly says he has everything. And so I will, as I have heard, there are others out there who are meeting Do you wish to come? There are others among us who are meeting in secret, even as we speak, in a cave on the outskirts of town. And they meet to learn more about this Jesus Messiah, who this Paul has unshakable faith in. I want to learn more. I will go, and you may come.
I'll join you.
We will go. Will you join with us and do what this man seems to be doing in the midst of nothing? This Jesus that he speaks of must have power and glory. You must go. We must carry on, my friend. The emperor will be waiting.